African.
Hello there, you're welcome to the only show that brings you happenings in the world of diplomacy and international relations. My name is Harriet Nartey. The show comes off every Saturday between the hours of 4 to 5 o'clock p.m. on Pan-African television. We are also streaming in over 40 African countries and in some parts of Europe via satellite. You can also catch us wherever you find yourself via our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, so you have no excuse not to grab events from the world of diplomacy and international relations. Now, moving on to our first story, let's take you all the way to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. Now, let's talk about relations between Ghana and Colombia, or Colombia and Ghana. Now, Ghana and Colombia have signed an agreement for the development of a framework for collaboration between the two countries. The agreement signed by Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, and Vice President of the Republic of Colombia, Francia Elena Marquez Mina, is expected to encompass diverse issues, including government support, private sector engagement, and the development of strong bilateral partnerships and linkages. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, touching on the importance of the framework, said it will help unlock opportunities that lie in collaboration between the two countries in the areas of trade, agriculture, energy, technology, and digital economy. He added that Ghana's stable political climate, robust economic growth, coupled with its natural resources, strategic location on the African continent, and the emergence of African Continental Free Trade Area, offers an ideal environment for businesses that were seeking to expand their footprint on the African continent. Vice President Marquez Mina, on her part, acknowledged the importance of collaboration between Ghana and Colombia, as both countries could tap into each other's unique investment portfolio and other opportunities for the socio-economic development of their countries.
I'm delighted to welcome you all to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration of the Republic of Ghana as we gather here today for the Ghana-Colombia Business Forum. Allow me to extend a special welcome to our distinguished guest of honor, the Vice Presidents of both Ghana and Colombia, whose presence here underscores the significance of the occasion. Today's gathering reflects a vital partnership between our two nations, a partnership built on mutual respect, shared values, and a commitment to fostering economic growth, cooperation, and development. It is a testament to the dedication of our governments to strengthen diplomatic and economic ties. Your Excellencies, Ghana and Colombia have much in common. We share a commitment to democratic values, a vision of sustainable development, and a belief in the power of innovation and entrepreneurship. This forum, therefore, gives us the opportunity to explore and leverage our respective strengths to forge new partnerships and to expand our horizons. The business leaders and entrepreneurs in this room represent the driving force behind our nation's economic progress. Your expertise, energy, and creativity are essential to translating our shared aspirations into concrete results. Over the course of this forum, we will share insights and explore avenues for collaboration in sectors such as agriculture, energy, technology, and trade. It is my hope that presentations by officials of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Ghana Free Zones Authority, and the National Chamber of Commerce and Industry will not only lead to increased economic opportunities, but also foster lasting friendships and partnerships between our nations. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I welcome you warmly to this ministry, and I look forward to productive and fruitful partnerships that will undoubtedly emerge from this Ghana and Colombia Business Forum.
And I'm greatly delighted to join you today at this prestigious Ghana-Colombia Business Forum, where we seek to explore new avenues of collaboration and partnership. Today's event marks a significant step forward in fostering strong ties and creating mutually beneficial partnerships and opportunities between our two great nations. Our presence here today further attests to the shared commitment of our two countries to broaden our horizons and seek avenues for growth and development. Both nations, Ghana and Colombia, have unique strengths and resources that, when combined, can lead to remarkable achievements in trade, investment, manufacturing, technology, transfer, and knowledge sharing. Ghana and Colombia share a rich history, diverse cultures, and a common desire for progress. Our two countries have shown resilience in the presence and the face of global challenges and have emerged as beacons of development within our respective regions. As we stand on the threshold of a new era, it is imperative that we harness the power of collaboration to unlock the immense potential that lies within our warm friendship. Today, we find ourselves in a world that is more interconnected than ever before. Global markets are evolving at an unprecedented pace, and the dynamics of trade and investment are constantly changing. In this rapidly shifting landscape, it is essential for nations to identify strategic partners and create synergies that can drive sustainable growth. Our two countries possess complementary strengths that when combined can lead to remarkable achievements. Ghana, with its stable political climate, robust economic growth, and strategic location in Africa, offers an ideal environment for businesses that are seeking to expand their footprint on the African continent. The country's renowned and abundant natural resources, including gold, cocoa, shea nuts, and oil, coupled with its commitment to economic diversification and innovation, make it one of the most attractive destinations for foreign investments in Africa. Our nation's commitment to open markets, regulatory reforms, and infrastructure development has created a welcoming atmosphere for businesses to reap returns on their investments. Your Excellency, as the host of the Secretariat of the African Continental Free Trade Area, Ghana enjoys several remarkable advantages, including the elevation of the country's global profile as a strategic player in the realm of international trade and economic development. The African Continental Free Trade Area presents Ghana with an unparalleled opportunity for trade expansion. As a commercial gateway to Africa, Ghana is strategically positioned to enhance regional connectivity and trade flows. The removal of tariff and non-tariff barriers within the AFCFTA framework opens up new markets for Ghanaian goods and services, propelling our industries and entrepreneurs to new heights of competitiveness and growth.
This is one of the most important subjects in regards of the relaunching of our relationships in between Ghana and Colombia. The opportunities that we have are very important. Both countries have experiences that would allow us to strengthen our relationship and help each other and our economies to go forward. But also our own territories to have optimum conditions that would allow us to go forward in the inversion, the economics, to develop the subjects of the agenda that makes part of our work programs and government programs. Colombia has decided to be a life powerful country, and this starts by strengthening the economy. We have emphasized on strengthening the economy, popular economy. We must include the entire society. We need to close the gaps of inequity and inequality. We have challenges in regards of inversion and energetic transitions. We must invest in science, technology, and innovation that will allow us to have the challenge that we have. Until then, we won't be able to be patterns of life. Our economy for a long time has been based on classism. We are leaving our economy on a side. For years, we have had our voice, our looks on economy based on classism. But right now, we are focused on sustainability that will allow us to move forward in our economy. That's why I think that Ghana and Colombia are on the same path, assuming the challenges of the climatic change. A large part of the world is dying of hunger. To produce food is one of the main focuses that we have right now. This includes using the technology and innovation in the development of these industries. We are also very diverse. We want to get to know Ghana, we want to get to know our culture, but we also want Ghanaians to get to know our culture and our country, and that starts with establishing a connection between us. I've been very repetitive in these subjects, and the first step towards it is Ghana opening an embassy in Colombia. And of course, we must also have a connection, an aerial connection between us countries. We also want to strengthen female economics. Therefore, we must give an impulse to the economy of ours. Therefore, we are working in a program in Colombia called She Exports to Africa. We are impulsing the productivity in small, medium, and large companies owned by women. We don't oftentimes think about it, but nowadays we are developing a new stuff in Colombian cosmetic industry that is now developing products for women of our skin color, which is something that didn't used to happen. We also need to work on health system. In Colombia, we are developing tools that would allow us to improve the services that we provide in health. We must all live in healthy conditions. I could stay here talking about different subjects. However, we must focus on strengthening the industrial relationships between Ghana business people and Colombians as well, strengthening our relationships so Ghanaian investors can come to Colombia and Colombia's investors can come to Ghana. When it comes to economy, both Colombia and Ghana have a lot of young population and we can't leave them behind. We must focus on the industrialization in order to improve our relationships. We also must focus on education and language interchange. For example, right now I'm using an interpreter, but the idea is for me to be able to communicate directly.
And we all know that the export market doesn't have to be the local, but it can be the world at large. This has helped very small populated countries like Singapore become great nations. And so, just as was said, Ghana being the center of the world, it can be an export hub for Colombia, where you choose to produce in Ghana or to provide services. You know, one of the areas where you are very much experts is the petroleum and oil and gas industry, so that you use Ghana as a hub because of the fact that Ghana has been labeled second safest country in Africa. So you can be in Ghana and go across to do your energy business, your IT business. You are also very known for your high IT standards and fiber optics, something we can work together with in Africa. And you can use Ghana as a hub to provide those services. So with some of these that I've mentioned, Ghana has a free zone policy which will give you special incentives when you come to Ghana to provide export services. That means that when you're based in Ghana, you also have access from us being the middle of the world into Europe, into Asia, into the Middle East, and into Africa itself via the Africa Continental Free Trade Area.
Now, still on Ghana's relations with its development partners, let's take you all the way to the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, where a 10-member German delegation led by the mayor of Freiburg, Martin Horn, has paid a courtesy call on the mayor of Accra, Honorable Elizabeth Teriasaki, to deepen bilateral relations between the two cities. The visit forms part of the sister city cooperation between Accra and Freiburg. Mayor Saki, who welcomed the delegation, said she was hopeful the visit would enhance collaborations between the two cities in critical sectors such as youth development, sports, women empowerment, knowledge sharing, education, and other areas of interest. The delegation paid a courtesy call on the Gatmanche and Traditional Council and also embarked on a city tour as well as a visit to the Kaneshi Polyclinic.
But I sincerely believe that today will mark the beginning of greater works in our possible areas of operation, such as young skill development, sports, women empowerment, expert knowledge sharing on best practices, sustainable development, and also educational opportunities and exchange programs. I am in much anticipation that we will fast track the signing of MOU on all exchange programs between us to foster possible cooperation with students and health professionals.
I mentioned it already, I've been here once before in 2019 with the former rector of Werner University. And that was the first city delegation to Accra. We did welcome 2 delegations, or let's say 2.5 delegations since then in Freiburg already. And we are really looking forward to deepening and extending this kind of intense exchange with you. We did sign a memorandum of understanding with a great interest to work closely together in sustainable development, in science and business, and Accra shows a great commitment to sustainability and climate protection, and I think that's a huge similarity between our two cities. And this is why I would like to introduce our city, because most of you haven't been to Freiburg so far, so please allow me a couple of words about our city. With, let's say, 250,000 inhabitants, 250,000, 232,000 inhabitants. We are a really young city from the average age. We are one of the youngest cities in whole Germany. We are a very international, well-connected city. We've got 172 different nationalities in our city, so that means it's really international. And we are also internationally located because we only have 4 kilometers to the French border and 40 km to the Swiss border. So that means Strasbourg, Basel, Freiburg, they're really very close. And this is why we believe in cross-border cooperation. This is why we believe in international friendship. And at the end, this is really why we believe in concrete projects. Not only words, that's in concrete projects of friendship and from learning each other. And this is why as I said, I do remember the last visit. We've been visiting this scientific cooperation between the two universities of your city and our cities. It's a long ongoing cooperation, and the last time we, you know, the MIASA Institute, the Maria Sibylla Marian Institute for Advanced Studies in Africa, and also was established in 2018 with the Freiburg Institute for Advanced Studies, FRIAS. With our Freiburg Arnold Bergstrasse Institute, we set up a close cooperation, and at the end we received the funding for 12 million euros for this from the German Federal Ministry of Education and Research. It's a funding for 6 years and 12 million euros for this MIASA Institute, and our rector of the university will come next year to Accra as well, and to deepening this cooperation according to science and research. I think there are many fields of possible cooperation. We talked a lot about mobility, but we also talk about empowerment of women. We talk about youth, and we could continue this list like a couple of not even minutes, maybe hours. So possible fields of cooperation. Our deputy mayor is also in charge for waste management. Frank Uckermann is in charge for wastewater and also traffic mobility. We have the idea, I like to deepen the startup connection between our two young, open-minded and very active cities. And the youth skills development area is also very important. You see, I mean, we have already like a bit of time together, and I would prolong this path, and I think, of course, many steps must follow, and we believe in this international cooperation, as I said, and I personally believe in this international solidarity and cooperation, but we also have to anyhow realize a win-win situation. This is why we believe in concrete projects. We have great goals, climate protection goals, but at the end it's about small steps, step by step, going forward. And this is why I would like to say thank you on behalf of the German delegation. Thank you for the hospitality. We are really looking forward for this exchange, and I think that's going to be one of a very important step for our future, for a stronger cooperation between our cities, and also to strengthen our friendship. This is very important.
Indeed, building a sustainable and livable city is not a job for one person. It is like raising a child, because it takes a village to do that. We acknowledge the contributions of all stakeholders who continue to contribute to development of the city of Accra and Ghana as a whole. We are gathered here today to officially welcome the delegation from Freiburg, led by Mayor Martin Hahn. Even though it's been just today, we hope you have had the opportunity to taste Ghanaian cuisine, and we hope you enjoy the city tour as well. If you have tasted the cuisine, I will let you tell me which one you have tasted and urge you to try others as well. Accra's relationship with Freiburg started in 2019, and just when the blossoming relationship could be fully developed, the pandemic struck and everything was halted. Let me use this opportunity to thank Mayor Hahn and the city of Freiburg for resourcing our health facility with PPEs and other needed items to help us combat the COVID-19 pandemic. The donation came at a crucial time when health and livelihood were at stake. However, our president will say that we can bring back the economy, but for the lives of humans, we cannot. So we want to say a big thank you on that note.
I think he also came in the...
Honestly speaking, I wanted to become a mayor because I started to understand that we need a concrete change on the local level. Obviously, we have global challenges like migration, climate crisis, injustice, and so on. But at the end, we need to change on a local level in the cities where the people live. And this is why the local action is so important, and this is why also the cooperation between cities is so important. We've been really impressed also by this huge amount of motivation from young people, and they want to make things even better. So this is what we're here for, and this is why we're really excited now to start and to work hardly. Obviously, many steps have to follow,
Former Member of Parliament for Kankwe North.
Delegation from Germany. I'm very happy that you are following up on your initiative that started a few years ago and was delayed by COVID. There are quite a few city relationships that are not performing very much, so this is a very, very encouraging sign. And I always encourage visitors from Germany not only to look at Accra, but to realize that Accra is located just in between Abidjan and Lagos. It's more or less the same, and this is the corridor which needs special attention because it's one of the fastest growing regions on the continent, and with very challenging problems with regard to mobility, with regard to energy, with regard to housing, and I think and I understand that this is something you are looking at, and this is hopefully then leading to some exchange of knowledge and maybe empower the city of Accra, and more importantly even the people of Accra, to find a better solution for the challenging problems they are facing. With this, thank you very much. Good luck to the sister relationship between Accra and Freiburg.
Well, I had the opportunity to sit with the mayor of Freiburg, Germany, to discuss in detail his visit to Ghana. It was such a pleasant time with him as we looked at the various areas of cooperation between the Accra Metropolitan Assembly and, of course, the city of Freiburg. Hello there, once again you're welcome to the only show that brings you happenings in the world of diplomacy and international relations. My name is Harriet Nartey, and today's show is going to be another insightful, very informative and educative episode of the show. You know, this is where we tell you who is in the country, what they are here for, and we also go to the extent of speaking with them to let us in on the assignment. Today on the Diplomatic Affairs TV show, my guest is the mayor of Freiburg, all the way in Germany. It's a beautiful country. I had the opportunity to visit last month or 2 months ago, and we've been talking about Germany and Ghana bilateral relations. We are still waiting to speak with the ambassador of Germany to Ghana, His Excellency Daniel Krall. For now, we have Martin Horn, the mayor of Freiburg, all the way in Germany, here with us. We'll be talking about the sister city collaboration. We'll be focusing on the smart city transport, which excites me a lot because whenever I travel, it's one of the things that we always admire, and I think best practices are in order. If not this, then why are we friends then? So we are here to talk about some of the things we can collaborate and achieve together as two parties. Hi, Mayor.
Hey,
welcome.
How are you? Hey, thank you.
How is Ghana treating you? Tell me, are they taking good care of you?
Yeah, absolutely. So we just arrived 2 days ago, and so it's still very, very exciting. It was a very warm welcome, a great reception at the town hall. We've been at the King's Place, but so many different impressions. So we feel really, really welcome, the whole German delegation.
This is your second home.
It is actually the second home and the second visit. So right. Yes, because wow. I've been here in 2019 together with the former president of our university, because between our two cities, Accra and Freiburg in Germany, we have an ongoing friendship also between the universities. Mm-hmm. And we did open like a research institute in 2019. Mm-hmm. And since then, I'm really much affected also to your country, and I'm really impressed.
Well, I'm happy to know that we are doing a good job with you. Now, yesterday I had the privilege of following you to the Gap Manchester Palace. For me, it was my first, even though I live here in Accra and I'm 100% Ghanaian. I could tell the excitement on your faces, yourself and the delegation. Why was it so important for you to really experience the traditions when it comes to who we are as a people?
So, in my opinion, it was a very special moment. It was a great honor for the whole delegation, for me in person, to have this reception at the King's Palace and to meet the King, but also the King's man. And together with the mayor of Accra, we've been there. So it was, in my opinion, a great sign of honor, a very special one. And obviously, it's always not only about the present and the future, it's also about the past and the cultural heritage. And so we have to protect our cultural heritage on the one hand side, but we have to work hardly on the future as well, like to shape tomorrow. And this is why I think it was a very interesting and fascinating visit. And this is like the variety of different impressions. So yesterday we've been at the King's Palace, and today we've been at a startup hub, an innovation hub, and we're working on a startup cooperation between Freiburg and Accra, like to bring young entrepreneurs together. You know, that's a huge variety, and this is how it should be.
Now let's zoom into the city you serve. Yeah. Freiburg, yes. And let's talk about Accra. Let's talk about the sister city collaborations. What exactly are the areas that we are focusing on?
So, like after the last visit in 2019, we signed a MOU. I invited the former mayor also to Freiburg, and this MOU involves like different areas of cooperation. So, wastewater management, waste management, and all female empowerment, startups, entrepreneurship, but also mobility and smart city. And so we've got 250,000 inhabitants in Germany. We call ourselves Green City Freiburg. So we really believe in sustainability. We've got a town hall which produces more energy that we consume. We have a new soccer stadium which consumes more energy that we consume. So it's like we really believe in sustainable projects. And but we also believe in international friendship. So our city is located 4 km to the French border and 40 km to the Swiss border. So it's like cross-border cooperation is daily business for us. So we've got 172 different nations in our city. So that means it's like we really believe from learning from each other. And as we have this very strong cooperation between the universities here in Accra and in Freiburg, we have many of different layers of also cooperations, like cultural, but also development cooperations, and many friends between our cities. And this is where we set up. And then at the end, I always believe not only in great goals, but also in concrete projects. Right. So this is why we signed this MOU. And then, I mean, obviously in 2020, COVID was like a huge break, unfortunately, and we only just helped a little bit with like some emergency units for the community hospitals. But at the end, we really want to work on one level together, to learn from each other. And we as a city, I mean, we don't have the funding like to create huge infrastructure projects, but what we can offer is networking, what we can offer is lobbying on the national level with the GIZ, with the German government to ask for funds, like with the university. This research institute here in Accra was funded with 12 million euros. That's quite a number, let's say. 12 million euros for Accra, for the university, for like postdoc students. I mean, that's quite a bit of money. And this is what we can offer, and most of all, we can offer also knowledge sharing. So we invited Mayor Sake to Freiburg, and she was really much impressed by our trams. And so we took her also with her staff like to a tram company, the local one that's city-owned, because I mean, obviously you've got a mobility problem, let's say. You have like a huge traffic problems and challenges. So we couldn't finance the tram line, but you could explain how we are working with that, and we could invite you experts to learn on that, and maybe like to help you to install or something like that. So this is what we can offer.
Right. So this is the continuation of conversations that have taken place earlier.
Yes.
Is that right? Because I do remember that is it a Mayor Soa, the former or previous mayor of Accra, was in Germany with a huge...
Both of them.
Both of them.
Mayor
so
Soa also.
And then
so
Soa.
Mayor Soa was in 2019, and we did sign a memorandum of understanding together. And Mayor Saka was end of last year in Freiburg. And the international coordinator, she was in Freiburg in February. That's Rita from the mayor's office, also like to organize this visit and to deepen the friendship between our cities. And this is why, for example, tonight we have like official dinner with the ambassador, with the GIZ, with the Goethe Institute, with many people of honor, with members of the assembly, and we will also invite a technical delegation to Freiburg to learn from each other. So this is what we can offer. And the presentations of mobility we're going to have tomorrow, you see? So it's like we're in the middle of our visit. Today we had startup, and tomorrow we're going to have mobility and female empowerment and youth.
Female empowerment, mobility, sustainability. We cannot talk about sustainability without talking about climate change.
Yes.
And that's huge on the agenda.
Yes.
And I'm sure you are following events with African leaders convening as we speak. Is it in Kenya?
Yeah.
As we speak, they are currently meeting to discuss, action against climate. What are some of the things that we should look out for? How realistic are these? For me, I want to know, when are we going to realize, if you talk about mobility, you talk about, sister city collaboration in all these great areas, how soon are we going to realize that?
So actually, you have to ask this question, like, hear the people. So it's, I mean, we can't realize action in Accra.
Right.
So this question has to be located towards the mayor, to the president, to the ministry, to members of the assembly. So, because I'm only responsible for the area of our city in Freiburg.
But you're willing to do your part.
Absolutely. Because, why is that? Because, like we call ourselves Green City since 2010 at the World Exhibition in Shanghai in China. And since then, we've got this branding Green City Freiburg. Why? Because we really believe in sustainability and we really believe in concrete projects. Since then, we've received more international visitors and experts then we've got inhabitants only checking out on our projects. And I mean, and it won't be enough if only Freiburg and only some other cities come up with sustainable projects. We need like a worldwide movement. And at the end, obviously, national governments are important. There are state governments, they are important. But at the end, the real action is on a local level. The real action is on the ground in cities, and there it has to be taken for granted that like we think sustainable, and we not only talk about great goals. So we start concrete actions, solar panels, like new ways of mobility, sharing, and there's so many fields, and obviously it's all related to education and social justice. And we need international social justice, and this is why I think cities have to come together with strong partnerships, strong collaboration, and then we can change things step by step. It won't be like this. And obviously we won't have the money for this. But at the end, and it's like concrete steps in Accra, in Freiburg, in many other cities. Then we have the opportunity for global change, and it's not only necessary because of climate change. It's only a great opportunity if we understand, if we really come up with great ideas, great startups, real change also like within the society. It's a huge opportunity. There's a huge potential also to benefit for everyone, like for the whole society, not only for a small amount of people.
For everyone, inclusivity is very important. I would want us to talk about the political will of your, the other party. And I'm always talking, I will have the opportunity to definitely sit with Mayor Elizabeth Saki as well. But I do know that you are highly committed, because for you to have come into the country with this huge delegation, you are willing and ready to see things, happen immediately. Do you think there's a priority when it comes to the mayor of Accra?
So in my opinion, like Mayor Saki is highly motivated also like in sustainable projects, and she was very keen about smart city and renewable energies as well as mobility. This is why I brought our head of construction with, and he's responsible also for all the tramways, for the new tram projects, and this is why we have this exchange tomorrow also with the responsible person from the mayor's office and the municipality. And obviously they would need some federal funding or even international funding, but we could offer this exchange of experts and knowledge at least.
So technical assistance.
Yes, absolutely.
In that area. How would you sum up your experience in Ghana as you get ready to leave and back to work?
So I'm highly impressed by the people so far. So I mean, not only the great hospitality, great people, but only, for example, also at the town hall, at the mayor's office, but also at a startup hub today. And like there are people there, really they think big. They want to change things. They want real action, and they want action yesterday, not only tomorrow. So they're really highly motivated. And this like heartbreaking motivation, that's very impressive to our whole delegation. Also my deputy mayor is with us. She's responsible for waste management, but also for environmental and sustainability. So this is that means there are like many new contacts, and this is why we will continue to work. And obviously then, like if with the concrete projects, we've been in a hospital and we saw that the help we offered, yes, that was also impressive. So there are many fields. And at the end, as I said, I do believe not only in great goals and in great words, but in concrete actions. And this is why we work hardly together.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for your time.
You're really welcome.
And I wish you well and the best as you get back to the office to get things done. We're excited that you made it to our show. Thank you so much, Mayor.
Drop by in Freiburg the next time when you're in Germany.
I want to come in very soon. I think I'm headed to the UNGA with the Foreign Affairs Minister. And I'm sure right after that, my next assignment is in France. I was in France again like 3 weeks ago.
4Ks to the French border, you see? That's 3.5 hours to Paris.
Exactly. So definitely I'll pass through when I find myself in that part of Europe. Thank you so much again, once again. Right, so the show is Diplomatic Affairs. My name is Harriet Nartey. We come your way every Saturday on Pan-African Television. We are also big on all our social media platforms, YouTube and Facebook. You can always catch up with us. us and get to know what is happening in the world of diplomacy and international relations. It's been great, and I hope you have been well informed. Of course, it's been very insightful. We talked about relations between Germany and Ghana, but more specifically into Freiburg and Accra. So we are looking at all the major collaborations that will be taking place between these two cities together, and we can't wait. We'll be keeping you updated. We also have the opportunity to speak with Mayor Elizabeth Saki, and we will get to know what is happening on the other side when it comes to how committed our government and, of course, the people who are representing us are in terms of bringing the change that we need. I look forward to seeing you same time next week. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye. Right, so all too soon, this is where we draw the curtain to today's episode of Diplomatic Affairs. My name is Harriet Nartey, and we look forward to seeing you same time next week. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye-bye.